Hello everyone, this is Dr. R.S.N. Sharma, CHSD St. Teresa's College for Women, Eluru. Now let us discuss the concept of functions of commercial banks. Bank. All of us are very familiar with the word bank. Banks are financial institutions which deal with cash and other valuables. They accept cash and they pay cash, and they play a key role in growth and development of any economy. Customers like individuals, firms and companies deal with banks. Without banks, nothing can be done nowadays. Banks primarily accept deposits and they lend loans to their customers. That is the main function of a bank: accepting deposits and lending loans. Let us see the various functions of commercial banks one by one. We can divide the functions into two categories: primary functions and secondary functions. Under the secondary functions, we have agency functions and utility functions. Let us see them one by one. Primary functions. Of course, already we discussed the primary function of a bank is nothing but accepting deposits and lending loans. Surplus amounts from household sector and other sectors are collected and accepted by them in the form of various types of deposits. They select the deposits. Maybe, for example, an individual, according to his need and convenience or purpose or his plan, he or she will select one type of deposit, and in that form of deposit, bank accepts the money. So, regarding deposits, we have four types here. The first one, savings deposits. Current deposits, second one. Third one, fixed deposits. And the fourth one, recurring deposits. First one, savings deposits. What are the savings deposits? Savings deposits are general. Every one of us we have generally some bank accounts. All these bank accounts can be taken as savings deposits. Whenever we have some amount, we can deposit that amount, and when we want to take the money, we can withdraw from that account. So, to encourage the savings deposits are being offered by banks to the public or employees, whoever they may be. So the main purpose is encouragement of savings. Basing on certain limits, you can withdraw money. Of course, you can deposit money as you like. But nowadays we are withdrawing money from ATMs. ATM facility is there. We need not to go to bank and fill the form, and we can form into line and wait more long time to get our money. It's now we don't face that type of problem now. So that is about savings deposit. Now let us see current deposit. What is current deposit? This is meant for business people who always will have many number of transactions daily in their day-to-day affairs. From morning to evening, they will have different types of transactions, cash transactions. At the end of the day or in the meantime also, they deal with cash, they receive cash and pay cash, and for the security sake they deposit money in their current accounts. The basic principle of current deposits is it is meant for business people, and the business people can deposit money as they like. As many times as they like, they can deposit, and as many times as they like to withdraw, they can withdraw the money from their account. They need not follow any specific restrictions or any rules or regulations. So there will not be any problem in withdrawal of cash. But the interest rate is not there. Interest will not be paid on these deposits generally. On savings deposits, comparatively some less amount of interest will be paid. On current deposits, no interest will be paid generally. Next one, fixed deposits. Bank accept some deposits from the people who have surplus money and they don't want right now, and they have some plan in future for a particular purpose. Maybe that is ranging from 1 month to 5 years or 10 years or 1 year, whatever may be the period. For a particular period, they don't want that money. After that period, they want money. So, according to their need, they will plan the activity and they deposit money. Say for example, a person wants his money after 5 years, not now. He can deposit money in fixed deposit account. Bank will take that money and deposit in his fixed deposit account. After 5 years, bank will return his money along with interest also, as per the interest rates. So this is fixed deposit. Of course, it doesn't mean the amount will be paid only after 5 years. Meanwhile, if situation arises or if any problem arises, if he wants money, he can withdraw by cancelling his fixed deposit also. So next one, recurring deposits. These deposits are meant for some people who are getting some regular income, periodical income. Say for example, some employees, they get salaries monthly. Out of their salary, some amount they want to save in bank account. So they deposit monthly for a particular period. Maybe you can take 60 months. That is 5 years time. Every month they are depositing 1,000 from their salary. 5 into 12, 60 months they deposited 60,000. After 5 years, they may be paid 85,000. For example's sake, of course, the rate of interest and calculations may differ basing on the period and various situations. So anyway, recurring deposit is meant for employees. Bank collects amounts from these employees monthly on a particular basis. This is helpful to people. So on all the above deposits, some rate of interest may be paid by banks, but rate of interest may not be the same. On savings deposits, some less rate of interest. On current deposits, no interest generally. On fixed deposits, higher rate of interest when compared to other deposits. Recurring deposits, some reasonable rate of interest. Like that, bank collects all these deposits. It is the primary function of the one of the primary functions of the bank. Next, second one, lending loans. By collecting all these deposits, what the banks will do with the collected money? They channelize all these deposits in different ways. Lending loans, that is granting loans to individuals, business firms, and large scale business organizations, companies, like that. They lend loans to various people. So how many types of loans they can give? There are 5 types of loans. Loans basically, and advances, cash credits, overdrafts, discounted bills. Let us discuss these points one by one. Loan, as the name itself indicates, it is a loan, maybe fixed for 2 years or 3 years or 5 years, depending upon the terms and conditions of the agreement. It will be settled. And advances is another type. That is also a loan granted by the commercial banks. But what's the difference? Loans and advances, both are loans. Actually, we can say all 5 are loans. With a slight difference, we can understand. Advances, advance and loan, both are loans. Loan may be ranging from more than 1 year period, 2 years to 3 years to 4 years, like that. It may take 10 years, 15 years. For example, if you take housing loan, maybe 20 years, 30 years, or 40 years, whatever it may be. But whereas advance is a short-term loan, it is to be settled within 1 year. So, for the loan sake, we have to show the security. For advance also, we show the security. But the period is somewhat different. And cash credit. Cash credit and overdraft both are meant for business people. Cash credit is also a loan to be sanctioned by bank to the business people, to some business people who want cash credits. They take this cash credit by mortgaging their stock or goods or material, whatever it may be, and that is taken for a short-term period, less than 1 year. And generally, the interest rate will be lower on cash credit. And overdraft. Overdrafts are also meant for business people. It takes some more time for the settlement, maybe longer period comparatively when compared to cash credit. On this, bank collects some interest basing on the maintenance of withdrawal amount, like that. Simply, as the wording itself indicates, overdraft, we can be allowed to withdraw money than what we have in bank. That is overdraw. I have 10,000 rupees in my bank account. If I am allowed overdraft, I can withdraw 12,000, but I have only 10,000. So to the admissible limit extent, I can over withdraw from the bank account. I can withdraw more than what I have in my bank account. That is nothing but overdraft. But in case of cash credit, the amount will be paid to customer account. He will withdraw the money. Comparatively, interest on cash credit will be lower, and overdraft will have a little higher rate of interest. Cash credit will be given by taking stock as security. Okay. Next, last one, discounted bills. We are all familiar with the trade bills, accommodation bills. In financial accounting, you might have studied. A draws bill on B for 3 months. The bill period is 3 months. That means A can collect money from B on that bill only after 3 months. But now A is in need of money. Immediately he must get money to clear some obligation. Then how to get that money? A surrenders that bill to bank. Say for example the bill amount is 1000. A surrenders the bill to bank. Bank, say for example, by reducing 30 rupees, bank will pay 970 to A. After 3 months, B pays amount to bank, that is 1000 rupees. This 30 rupees amount is called a discount, that is an income to bank. This is also nothing but granting loan. Bank has granted 3 months loan to B by taking bill as a security. Of course, if B doesn't pay amount on the maturity date, bank has right to collect amount from A. So that is about discounted bills. Loans, advances, cash credits, overdrafts, discounted bills. All are loans, but purpose may be different, period may be different, way of approach may be different, like that. Now, we completed the functions, primary functions. Next, let us see the other one, secondary functions. What are the secondary functions of a commercial bank? There are various functions. These functions are divided into two categories: agency functions and utility functions. Agency functions, purchasing and selling securities, the first one. The banks purchase and sell securities like shares, debentures, bonds. These all are services by the bank to customers. On behalf of customer, bank can purchase and sell securities like shares, debentures, bonds, etc. And collecting and clearing checks, interest on investments, dividends on shares on behalf of customers. So another service, bank takes checks from customers and they collect amount on those checks and credit the amount to customer account. In the same way, it collects interest on investments, dividends on shares, etc. from the various sources and deposits the amount in the customer account. Of course, by doing all these services, bank may charge some amount. Next, making payments like rent to, interest to, commission, insurance premium on behalf of customers. So banks can make some payments on behalf of customers. Customers have some obligations, they have to pay current bill, phone bill, insurance premium, commission, rent, etc., etc. All these payments can be made through banks. The customers need not go to that place for the payments. bank makes all the payments and reduced the balances from customers' accounts. And next, accepting tax proceeds and tax payments. Bank banks help the customers. Banks help customers regarding tax matters also. They pay taxes, and if any tax refund is there, they take the refund and create a customer's account. Dealing foreign exchange transactions also. Customer may be an exporter or importer. To settle foreign exchange transactions also, he takes help from banks. Banks will provide very good service to its customers. And banks act as trustee, as correspondent, agent, and executor. So banks act as they play a very important roles on behalf of the customer, as we discussed, like trustee, correspondent, agent, and executor. Okay, these are all the agency functions for a do. Like they are nothing but services, we can say. For doing all these, for providing all these services, a bank can charge some amount. That is called bank charges. Next, we will see utility services. Utility service, bank provides some utility services also, providing safe deposit locker facility, gold, silver, cash, and some ornaments, some valuable things we don't like to maintain with us at home because it is not safe, risky. So, and some documents also, valuable documents. Bank provides some lockers to deposit or to safeguard all these valuable things. Of course, they collect some rent. So that is safe deposit lockers. As the name itself indicates, if you deposit your valuable things in locker, they will be in safe custody. Issue of traveler's checks. The same way, people who are traveling from one place to another place may not like to carry cash with them because it is risky, it may be stolen. So better to take traveler's checks. Banks issue traveler's checks. Simply they carry checks with them. After reaching their destination, they can go to bank and convert the checks into cash and utilize the cash. And providing money transfer facility. We are all we are well aware of this money transfer facility nowadays, because the amount is transferred from one account to another account, from one place to another place, without going to that place immediately. Even to the people who are living in foreign countries, we can transfer our money from here to there, and they can also transfer money from their account to our account immediately within a short span of time, in minutes also. In acting as a referee. Okay, sometimes banks certifies the credibility or trustworthy of, capability, financial capability of a particular person. That is nothing but acting as a referee. So some transactions customers have to settle. Maybe it's a foreign transaction or some other. In different situations, they need bank reference. So that facility is also, or service is also being provided by commercial banks. And issue of debit and credit cards. We know well about debit and credit cards. Banks are providing debit and credit cards. They are very, very helpful to public. We can withdraw money, and even we can deposit money also by using cards or not using cards also sometimes. And credit cards we can purchase and take even loans also. All banks are providing The cards, they are very useful and helpful to all the people and institutions or business firms or companies. Accepting to pay various bills like phone bill, uh, current bill, water bill. Of course, we discussed the service. All payments, the bank can make various payments on behalf of customer. So these are all the functions of commercial banks. Thank you.